Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're in. Can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully, it's got the right sound on here. Sometimes it doesn't want to do that. Sometimes it wants to pick a weird thing. Alright. So, coronavirus. That is a thing that has happened. I thought, hey, so let me say hi to everybody in the chat first. Hey, Keith. Let's see, Mike G was here. Oh, there you are. What's up, man? We got Nether. Nether, how you doing? We got Coyote Bloodfang. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me all right. So guess what? I have some new cameras. All right. So I'm trying to set it up to where I'll have some action figures at some point in time, kind of weigh in on a topic. So this is pretty fun. Don't forget, at the end of this month, I'm giving away a T-shirt. Hey, Axel, over on Facebook. How you doing? Axel is a NASA Solar System ambassador. So he gets to go to all the launches and stuff. I will apply again next September, Axel. I promise. I promise. Oh boy, corona fears are actually reducing our workload. Oh goodness, people are freaking out over the coronavirus, and certain individuals should. JV Spoons. JV Poons on Periscope. All these pasta noodles got me constipated, so I got some extra TP if anyone wants a roll. Oh gosh. So there's a lot we can talk about this as far as with the coronavirus and the mass hysteria associated with that. You just bought a Tesla and love it. Save the planet. All right. So, just a reminder, I'm giving away a T-shirt to my top 3 viewers. This is something me and the Geek Room are doing. This is a limited edition T-shirt that you can't buy. This is in response to some of our haters. So we decided to make a Rob Zombie style T-shirt with a little Kevin Smith feel called McBoomer's Rejects. So my top 3 viewers with the Streamlabs points are going to get a T-shirt. So yeah, I don't understand the toilet paper either. I had a friend of mine who is a professor in psychology kind of weighed in a bit, the mass hysteria and the panic that people get, the need, to kind of load up on stuff. So a little bit more admin. So I've got some new cameras. So I have this angle here, right, on this camera, right? And then I've got that angle there. Hey, how are you doing? And then I got an action. Oh, crap. That one fell. No. I had an action figure camera, but it wanted to fall down. It was supposed to be. Sorry, you guys going to get seasick. Sorry about that. That was my action figure camera. And it's like, nope. There we go. Okay. It's fixed now. Action figure camera. This one. And this one. There we go. So, thank you. Thank you, Axel. Vlad, how are you doing? How are you doing? Vlad Tepis. Yeah, you would think they would hoard the food and, Tylenol, some kind of fever reducer. You think they would do that, but no, they're hoarding the toilet paper. So, it has been really busy. Yeah, people are hoarding now because they're afraid everyone else is going to hoard first because they're taking all of the stuff. They're taking all the stuff and, people won't be able to buy certain things. So here's the issue I have with the hoarding thing. There are people who live paycheck to paycheck and they just can't go in and buy $200 worth of stuff just right out the gate. I used to be a person who lived pretty much paycheck to paycheck. Oh, yeah, Keith. Oh, you get how does one win the shirt? Sorry, I didn't catch that. It's through Streamlabs points. Thank you for letting Keith know, Nether. So, I used to be a person who lived paycheck to paycheck. Um, and it's just, when you don't have money to buy a thing, and then when you need the thing, when you finally get paid, you're gonna, and then they don't have it, you're gonna spend a lot of money going around trying to, in gas, just trying to get that. Oh, by the way, if you want another t-shirt, I do have, yeah, I know. Hey, Gray Man, how you doing? It's Humanity Never Fails to Disappoint Me. It's really funny. There was a study that was published that showed that rats will not hurt another rat, even if there's a reward involved. Rats are better at being people than people. Did you guys see that there are monkey gang wars going on in Thailand? Monkey gang wars. Okay, let's start with that. Let's talk a bit with monkey monkey brawls. It's monkey brawls in Thailand. All right, so if you haven't checked this out, uh, there are monkeys who are brawling over food because of the fact that, let's see, here we go. Let me pull this up for you so you can see this. This will load. My internet is running slow today. Monkey gang wars. I know, right? That wasn't going to be part of the coronavirus bingo card. Monkey gang wars over food. So check this out. This was reported by The Guardian. Mass monkey brawl highlights the coronavirus effect on Thailand tourism. Let me blow this up so you can see this a bit better, if I can. All right. Yeah, look at this. So yeah, let's see. They have a video. Let's have a look. What do you think? Oh my Lord. So since there's no tourists for them to steal from, or for tourists to feed them, the monkeys have now taken to the streets and are brawling for food. They will fight each other. There we go. Oh my gosh. We need, oh gosh. So yeah. This is where I like to point out, when I used to teach evolution, high school biology evolution, this is where I point out, we are so similar to our genetic cousins. We have this, we have people fighting for toilet paper, and we also have people who fight for Black Friday, right? So I mean, let's go back just a little bit here. I mean, they're like, look at this. That is just, but hey. Oh, good example of what happens when only one link in the ecosystem suddenly disappears. Yes, monkey brawls. You get into monkey gang wars over food. If you didn't know this is something you can look into a bit later. They actually team up, and they plan to, like with the tourists, they'll go and they'll wreck cars. They'll jump on cars and just rip off stuff. They'll take your cameras. They'll take anything that's shiny. They'll take your clothes. They will use everything that you have and just take it. There's lots of videos of monkeys stealing purses, food, drinks, and people think it's cute. They're like, oh, look at this cute monkey. Well, it's not so cute if they take your iPhone. It's a shiny thing that makes noise. Think about a bunch of toddlers that have the ability to, I don't know, maybe bite you and hurt you in all kinds of ways. But it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. So I often like to use this kind of example to say, hey, People aren't that much different. We're buying toilet paper and people are fighting over it. Toilet paper. Oh boy, let's catch up on the chat. Someone tried to steal the hand sanitizer from the toilet in our pathology department, but they got interrupted and ran off. Wow. Yeah, hoarding is, that's from Nether. So Keith says, hoarding is something like a mob mentality, isn't it? You see everyone grabbing something and you worry and follow the group. Yeah, it's a bit of the bandwagon bias. If a whole bunch of people start buying toilet paper, then that makes you think that toilet paper is particularly important for some reason. And also you get this idea of like, oh my gosh, if they buy all the toilet paper, I won't have any toilet paper. So I need to go buy a lot of toilet paper. And it's just, do you though? I mean, you just get you enough for like, a couple weeks. Come on, man. Monkey gang wars. Yeah, Gray Man. Wasn't that nuts? We had somebody on, that kid Kelly. I know, grabs lawn chair. Wasn't that interesting? The freaking monkey gang wars. It's silly. I mean, it's not silly. It's actually very serious. It's not just us, it's primates. That's exactly true, Gray Man. And so a lot of the tourists, a lot of the monkeys will hang around. And some of them, they actually have little plans. There was one, it was a while ago, where some tourists would be driving through like a portion of the forest or jungle, and then they would stop because there would be this little monkey that would come out into the little pathway, the road, and sit there and just do this. And they'd be like, oh my goodness, this little monkey's praying. Look at him, he's so cute. And then his friends would be in the trees. And so when the people got out of the car to take the picture of the monkey that's going, oh, look at me, I'm so cute, his friends would jump on the car and take stuff. It's like a real problem. Monkeys will rob convenience stores. They will rob convenience stores. There are certain people that will train an alpha monkey. They have alpha monkey trainers that walk around with the alpha monkey, and the alpha monkey regulates the other monkeys to make certain they don't rob the homes of people who live there. Monkey security. Isn't that a fun thing? So, their own police. So it's pretty weird. Oh, goodness. Man, hello, Donna. How are you doing? All right, so also we do have to ration the isopropanol we need for so many things in the lab because it's no longer sold across borders and reserved for making disinfectants. Wow, Nether. That's pretty rough. Yep. Oh yeah, some monkeys have even figured out how to hold tourist stuff hostage and return it in exchange for food. That is a thing that's happened. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, and this is kind of where do you guys, oh gosh, I think I talked about this a while ago about PETA or PETA or whatever. I don't like them. I forgot the type of species, and I think he's a monkey, part of the monkeys, not a chimp or an ape. They'd stolen a photographer's camera, and PETA sued the photographer for using the pictures because the monkey owned the copyright, according to PETA. I can't even. But the monkey stole the camera, So it's just like, gosh. Anywho, let us get into talking about the coronavirus. PETA blocked me, Kid Kelly. They blocked me too. They don't like me. They don't like me. I actually, speaking of which, I actually have merchandise on my shop just dedicated to people with poor behavior on the internet and, organizations who, are predatory. It's part of my Blocked By series. So I'll pop this up here a second. Let's see. It's this one. All right. So here's organizations. If you're curious, if PETA has blocked you, I have a T-shirt, and all of the proceeds benefit these various organizations. This is scientistmel.com/shop. There's a little link you can click to get to the Blocked By series. So I have all kinds of different organizations that benefit from the purchase of my merchandise here. I'm updating a lot of the designs. So I think some of the designs are outdated and stuff. But let's see. I have one for PETA. If you don't like PETA, this one is less. So we got this one. I have a mug, and I think I have this on T-shirts as well. If it will pop up. Yep. So there you go. All proceeds benefit the World Wildlife Foundation. So I like, if people are going to be ugly on the internet and block me or really predatory organizations, I'll make things like this, and then donate all the proceeds to charity. But yeah, I have multiple stuff, not just that, which you can check out my shop here. I'm having some issues recently with trying to update new T-shirt styles, but well, that one finally loaded. Well, good grief. I had to spend, okay, just as an aside, I spent like 3 hours on tech support trying to sort out why this is happening, but you guys won't see this. You see something else, because that's private. Printful is being weird again. But I've got like nice accessories. Here we go. This is better. So I got really cool stuff, a little cheeky here and there. Push my buttons and we can multiply. You know, what do you think? But just little silly fun stuff like that. So if you want to give it a go. And guys, also, if you didn't know, this is also why I've been very busy. I am part of an organization called Taste of Science. I'm now making merchandise for them. And I donate all the proceeds to their organization. If you're not familiar with Taste of Science, they're a nationwide organization. At the end of April, they're having their annual science festival across the U.S. And I'm helping Memphis with their stuff. And so far, this is the logo that I got together for them. And so I've been a part of, one of my goals was to have like a science communicator type of conference or a con, kind of like that. They're already doing stuff like that. So I'm collaborating with them now, moving them forward with some technology, as well as making merchandise to where they are a non-profit organization. I can make the stuff and then I donate all of the proceeds to their organization. So if you're not familiar with Taste of Science, let me pull that up, because here we go. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Taste of Science, do check them out. They do have an annual festival, but they're all over the U.S. If this will pull up. They have lots of, let's see, they have their own brand. So, so here you go. Here's all the different cities that are involved. And I'll be making merchandise for all of them. Memphis is just my pilot city. But so far they've been very pleased. So they have some of them have monthly activities, and a lot of it includes just scientists coming in and giving a talk. They have trivia, they have games, they have comedy nights. It's amazing. And so if you can join your city. Feel free to hop aboard and be part of that organization. So that's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Let's see. So let me check up on the chat. Wasn't it a given? It wasn't. It was. It started with a C and it sounded kind of like a dirty word. I can't remember. Copyright doesn't work that way. Not with that one. No, it doesn't, neither. Oh, goodness. Yay! Thanks, Kid Kelly. Respect. Some seems I need to add to my t-shirt collection. Please do check out the t-shirts if you like them. There are some, the ones that are part of my Blocked by series, those, all of the proceeds go to charity. Capuchin. No, that doesn't sound dirty enough. It's not like a dirty word. I will look it up. Nather says, respect. I can never be a science communicator. I just can't dumb things down enough and end up calling people dumbasses. They're grown and still not in high school science level. Well, keep in mind, I've been a science educator for a while, and scientist, and did research and got, grad school and all that. So it's just now in moving towards, I'm back in academia. So that's another thing I've been busy with. So the past 2 weekends, I haven't had any streams because I've had different life things happen, and also a college that I work with, they had their science Olympiad a couple of weeks ago, and so I was one of the people that was in charge of doing events for. There were 12 schools involved, 12 inner city schools. And so I was in charge of getting together like chemistry-based events. They were wanting me to possibly do forensics as well. So I had to go in and, there's guidelines and stuff like that. And then you got to report it to the Science Olympiad people. And but it was a good experience. And then the following weekend, I was just exhausted. But it's largely due to the fact that, with the COVID-19 coronavirus, it has hit my town. And so what does that mean? Let's kind of move towards that. All of the colleges here, all of the universities, and all of the K through 12 schools are completely shut down until at least March 30th, possibly April 5th. So at least through March 30th. So, and then there are a few universities and a few colleges that are just strictly online for the rest of the semester. So we have professors who haven't taught online before, who are scrambling going, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But see, fortunate for me, I've been doing this science communicator stuff for a while. So it's like, this is an easy, just seamless thing for me because I've already got all the gear. But you have a lot of professors who don't have all this gear just yet. It's just, and they're all kind of freaking out about it. And you're like, well, understandably so. So I've been offering to help people kind of transition to that. And for me, I've already got the gear. I just got to hook up my Zoom, put it over there. I can do stuff with my background. I got different cameras. I can write out, whatever. So I can help people with that. So hopefully that won't be so bad. But it's been extremely overwhelming the past couple of weeks with all of the stuff that I've had to do. And so I also had an international speaker, who I had coordinated with 4 campuses. For an online Q&A session. This college had never done that before. And so I helped get that to happen. Somebody overseas who works in, vaccines was like, hey, I can do a Q&A at the school and stuff. And I'm like, sweet. So coordinating with that college to hook up 4 campuses across 2 states to talk to this person, talk with this person and have a chat about, cancer, viruses, vaccines, was an amazing experience. So that's a lot of the work that I'm doing that you don't see outside of here. So that's why I say, if I'm not streaming all the time, keep in mind, I am doing lots of stuff behind the scenes. And with the coronavirus hitting, it's causing lots of lots of people to kind of have to move forward with technology, but adapt or die. Let me catch up. Nether, it hit the town my parents live in last week. First case there. Wow. My idea of science education is tossing gravity deniers off a bridge. Oh gosh. And Donna says, Nether, I have to write IT docs for staff. I have to keep it to 5th grade level. I think most newspapers read on a 12-year-old level. I don't know if they've shifted at all. Like a 12-year-old level, so that's about right. Kid Kelly says, due to panic buying of soap sanitizers, I've heard that 70% isopropyl works better than 90 in cases. You can make your own. You can take isopropyl alcohol, a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and some water, and just make your own cleaner that way. Alrighty. Let's see. Donna says, K through 12 shut down 3 weeks in Ohio. Colleges like OSU went online. State of Ohio employees told to work from home. Wow. State agency IT person currently going crazy getting people ready. Well, good on you, Donna. Let's see. The amazing Wolf Skeptic. Scientist Mel, what type of science are you familiarized with? Well, a whole lots of them since I started science communicating. Since I started my science communication a couple years ago. But I started streaming off my phone, so got better. And I even have different camera angles now, so check that out. Hey, what's up? And then, you want to look at my Pac-Man over there. They're just all chilling. But my background primarily is in biochemistry, including cancer, and receptors, including receptor modeling and running simulations, docking simulations with particularly the LPA2 receptor. Hey, Ali, how are you? So formal education, primarily biochemistry. But, biology, biochemistry, some analytical chemistry, instrumentation, that sort of thing. Okay, here's a query from Grayman. Why close everything down if it's only certain people that are harshly hit by the COVID virus? Wouldn't just telling them to stay home and help them out be enough? Well, yeah, the thing is if we all just, let's talk about that. Let's talk about flattening the curve. That was part of what I was going to discuss anyway. So, yeah. Nether also summarizing it. Immunocompromised people have no way to avoid people who might be contagious. Only way to stop spread of infection is to get most people immunized and use proper hygiene. Herd immunity. Let's see. Wildlife biology, probably just a little bit, but not heavy on that. But, I can always default to people that I know are in that. Neuroscience, a little bit. Physics. If you want to talk about quantum and chemistry-based physics, that's fun. So let's have a look at what flattening the curve means, okay? Because that's a term we're seeing tossed around. So this is a pretty good website, flattenthecurve.com, okay? And it's bilingual, if Espanol or Inglés, And this is by Julie McMurray. This is her Twitter profile, well, at least for Flatten the Curve. And she put together this website to kind of help update people on what all of this means, okay? So here's the idea. When we're talking about flattening the curve, what we're trying to do is to keep it under healthcare system capacity. So what does that mean? So if we all have protective measures, we're washing our hands better, we're not touching our face, we're limiting our risk of being carriers, okay? Because you can be a carrier for coronavirus for a while and not know that you have it. And you can pass it along to immunocompromised people. But since it's hitting people so much and a lot of people are going to the doctor, if we don't limit transmission and institute protective measures, we can get what's over here, where we have this part of people up here. They're probably just gonna die. Okay, so the idea is to kind of spread it out and slow the rate of transmission to where it doesn't overload the healthcare system. So it's not just about, because people get sick, they're going to get coronavirus or COVID-19, they're going to start coughing, they're going to freak out. We don't have all the tests yet, so we can't even test. Just go have a look at Twitter. There are people who are being told to just go back home, and they can't test them for COVID-19. Some hospitals don't have everything that they need to sanitize an x-ray room because supplies are, getting run out. So if they think somebody might have COVID-19, can't even do chest x-rays without possibly contaminating the area. And so we're overwhelming our healthcare system right now, which, as we know, isn't suitable for everyone. At least in the U.S. So that's kind of what we mean by flattening the curve. There's an email newsletter here. This is not normal flu. Keep the main thing the main thing. So there's all kinds of information. Here's how to wash your hands, how to stay connected. So keep in mind, there's lots of different news articles that are popping out saying, oh, it lives in the air, guys. Oh no, we're all gonna die. Okay, look. It exists in droplets. So there's a study that's not peer reviewed that's been thrown out at me saying it acts just like SARS, so don't eat elderberry. And I'm like, that's not what this study even did. This is early stages type of stuff. Of course it's going to be similar to the other versions of COVID-19, of COVID. You have lots of versions of it, just like you do HPV. Some cause cancer, some don't do anything. Some cause warts, some don't do anything. Some are very aggressive strains that cause cancer, some not as aggressive, okay? So saying that it's just like another thing and therefore going to behave exactly the same way is not a good idea and not something that should be said. In another study that's come out that's still not peer reviewed, they did aerosol tests to see if it could live in an aerosol environment. Well, yes, for about 3 hours in droplets in a container. That's not outside here, okay? And what they mean is, like, when you sneeze, you can sneeze and have the virus in your spit, okay? You can. Mucosal membranes, mucus, all that, it's anywhere it can get into, like, a mucosal membrane. So your nose, your mouth, all of that. That's why we don't want to touch our face. So when you sneeze, it's aerosol, but it's not going to go too far, and it's not going to live very long that way. It has to land on a surface, and then it'll live, depending on the surface, about a day or two. Okay? This is why don't be licking countertops. You can wipe down a surface, with a little soap and water. If you have little, wipes, you can do that. Don't touch your face. I mean, just stuff like that. And people who are used to cell culture, they're going to be fine because they already know how to not contaminate things that way. Let's see. Bleach water is what we use around the house since forever. Bleach water's fine. I don't particularly like it because I feel like it irritates my lungs a bit, but I do like, I usually use like isopropyl alcohol, and depending on how, if it's like got sickness, then isopropyl alcohol. Otherwise, I use like a vinegar solution, but vinegar's not going to cut it for this. You're going to have to use kind of alcohol based. So let me catch up on the chat here while we're doing this. Oh wow, I just bowed out of Dungeons and Dragons game today because I'm 60 and have asthma triggered by respiratory infections. Didn't want to have to make a constitution savings throw staying home. Fair enough. Oh my goodness. Well, I only lick countertops at tables at crawfish boils. Kid Kelly. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, the thing is, you kind of want to go with overkill, but see, this is kind of idea. If we isolate for 2 weeks, and it takes care of it, okay? People be like, well, see, nothing bad happened because we isolated. That's kind of the mentality a bit like with the anti-vaxxers, where they're like, see, we don't have smallpox and all this stuff anymore. Why do we need it? Because we vaccinated. Because we vaccinated, we don't have these things now. But some people, they think just because it, they don't quite understand certain protective measures limit the over what's the word I'm looking for? See, sometimes words are hard. Sometimes, oh God. So putting these protective measures in place allows us to not overwhelm our healthcare system, because they're limited on supplies right now. Like I said, we can't even test for a lot of these things because of the lack of foresight and the defunding of various programs that were necessary, including the task force associated with viruses and things like this. They were completely disbanded in 2018. And then calling this thing not real didn't really help either. But there you go. Man. Yeah. Yeah, closing mass events is pretty important. Yeah. Catching up. Anti-vaxxers, yes. Anti-vaxxers are terribly quiet right now, and I'm surprised they didn't buy out all of the healing oils and crystals. You would think that would have gone first. Oh, hey, super chat. Thank you, Chris. Woohoo! Relevant Netflix recommendation during these times. Sales at work. Surprisingly accurate. Let's see. Surprisingly accurate anime about our immune system. Thank you for that, and thanks for the super chat. Okay. Hello, Bunny Wabbit. How are you doing today? Okay. Hello, Mel. Do you think schools need to close? Yes, I do. I do think schools need to close. It's pretty close to most people's spring break anyway. So really all we're losing is an additional week of school. I think it's particularly important to try to limit transmission. We need to establish herd immunity. We need to get supplies to hospitals. And right now, hospitals are going to be overloaded. And here's the thing. Hospital staff are not immune to COVID either, COVID-19. So they can get sick. And if the people who take care of us get sick because of massive amounts of exposure to the thing, we're gonna start having problems. And the reason why we're saying 2 weeks, it takes about 2 weeks for symptoms to present and to manifest and that sort of thing. So we already have active cases. There will be some cases after the 2 weeks, but since it's hit, if we go ahead and isolate, and we're going to have people exhibiting symptoms throughout. But if we can minimize transmission, that's the idea. Limit the rate of infection, limit transmission. That's going to allow our hospitals to kind of recoup, because we just don't have the tests yet. We can't even test people a whole lot for this. So working from home if at all possible. Now, I understand that there are all kinds of problems associated with having kids at home, because you have people who who are food service workers or delivery people who don't have childcare. And also, a lot of kids rely on school lunches for their food. Um, so, so what I was trying to do, actually yesterday I was trying to do is I was trying to put together a fundraiser. Okay, I'm gonna shout out a bit to this organization. Um, this organization, because having been a public school teacher for a while, a lot of these kids, they get their breakfast and their lunch at school. They'll get there early, and it's government school lunches. Not particularly the healthiest thing, but when you're dealing with a family that can't afford to feed their kids and they fall within certain tax brackets, they can get a free breakfast and free lunch at the school. The current administration was trying to do away a bit with that, and I'm just like, don't care for that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to have a fundraiser, if at all possible, for this organization, Feeding America. They have food banks. They have different programs. Also, check with if you're one of those parents who can't afford to, your kids rely on school lunches. Check with your school district, because a lot of school districts are putting together, lunches for the kids. You just have to go pick them up. And I understand that might be a bit of a strain. But maybe you have somebody carpool together. Social distancing, it's difficult. But check with your local school district. Check with if you're somebody who relies on food at colleges. Check with the school and see if there's anything that they can do to kind of help you with that, because a lot of students are on meal plans. And if that doesn't work, if you're able to, please contribute to Feeding America. They do food banks. That's going to be particularly important, especially with the hoarding that's going on right now. They're gonna take a hit, because there'll be people that will need food and will not be able to buy it because it's not on the shelves. Those are the people who are living paycheck to paycheck. So do check out Feeding America. If you need a food bank, you can click on here and you can find one near you. They're all over the place. I mean, like, they're all over the place in a lot of the areas where we're seeing COVID hitting them. So do check that out if that's something that you need. I wanted to make a t-shirt to kind of do a fundraiser for that, and for whatever reason, Printful is acting nutty. So let me catch up on the chat. The supply, healing crystals and natural remedies never run out. The supplies of woo are abundant. That's true, Mike. That's true. Just now, should we use the Vulcan hand gesture or about? Yes, and if you want to curtsy, Half of the coronavirus infections in the Philippines are healthcare workers, so you are correct. Healthcare workers aren't immune. No, they're not. They're first line. We get all of our healthcare workers sick. What are we going to do? That's why we got to stay home, guys, just for a little while. It'll be okay. Let's see. I personally do the slow nod. Oh, my goodness. I like the Vulcan hand gesture. Like, live long and prosper. How appropriate. Isn't that nice? Hey, Learning with Suge, how are you doing? Why so many dislikes? Oh, are people disliking my video? There's no telling. I imagine there's probably some trolls. There's always some troll-like people who are going to hit the dislike button. I didn't even realize. Oh goodness! When they start closing schools in Germany, things will hit hard at my lab. Most of our experienced lab techs are mothers that will have to take time off then. Yeah. Wonder if there could be a safe alternative for working single parents. I don't know. It depends on that person's particular situation. See, I just touched my face, but I'm at home, and my hands are clean, I believe. So, That's funny. Um, so I'm not certain. You would think. I know that different cities have food delivery things for the elderly. So maybe there's something similar like that for the kids, you know? So, oh my goodness. Ah, Fred Bailey, 9. I don't know what 9 means. Hello, Fred Bailey. How are you? As far as YouTube is concerned, up or down makes no difference. Engagement is engagement. It is. Oh, I'm so glad to be back, Suge. It's been a very busy couple of weekends. I had the Science Olympiad, and then last weekend I was just exhausted. But I kind of wanted to hop in and let you guys know what I've been up to. How about using latex rubber gloves? Yeah, you can do that. You could do that. I've been trying to keep my hands in my pockets to remind me not to touch my face. It's funny. I try to, when you're trying to establish a new habit and stuff like that, you have to kind of be very aware of what you're doing. It's like called mindfulness, I think is what they use for that. So just instituting mindfulness and trying to like say, okay, oh, I'm touching my face. Maybe have an alternate thing. Goodness. Let's see. Wow, goodness. Let's see. I'm doing it. Hey, Mr. Shadow Kitty. I guess we could use gloves. That might be a good idea. That's why I was banned. Were you like touching your face, Fred? So, people are like, why soap and water? Why soap and water? You might have heard something called a lipid bilayer or a lipid encapsulated virus. Lipids just mean oil and fat, right? Um, Lipids just mean oils and fats. And so, soap disrupts. You know how oil and water don't mix? And you get like the little oil bubbles and stuff like that. And in water, they're like, they make these perfect little droplets. Well, when you add soap to that, it disrupts their ability to form those little droplets. So when you think of a virus and you think of the outside of it as having this oil based type of encapsulated situation, when you add soap to it, it breaks up that its ability to form that little capsule. So all of its guts come out. So if you want to think of it that way, it's like popping a balloon. If the balloon is made up of oil and it has stuff in it, it's like you're popping that balloon and all the stuff's coming out. And then it's no longer a functioning virus. So that's what soap does when you wash your hands. And if you cover your whole hands, I now have like singing different songs I'm doing because somebody was like, you should sing different songs. So I'm like, what am I going to sing this time? Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. Sit there and do like that. Clean out your fingers on the sides. Just, kind of make it fun. Be silly. People sing in the shower. Why not sing in the bathroom while you're washing your hands? Yes. Let's see. The finance guy I was working with yesterday was wearing gloves yesterday. Wow, okay, Mike, yeah. I got a box of gloves for when I had to take care of my mom, but now she's got healthcare workers, so I guess now they have another use. Well, yeah, fair enough. Do we think Trump will get it? I would be surprised if he's not already infected because he's been around infected people. And yeah, I'd be really surprised if he wasn't infected at this point. Let's see, I'm trying to catch up. I have a hard time with not touching my face, and I'm a lab tech working in sterile conditions. Yeah, it's really hard. You don't realize that you do that, and then you touch your face, you're like, crap. Then you gotta like take off your gloves, go and throw it away, go. You're like, man, it's a pain in the butt. Sterile conditions, yeah. It's really hard to not touch your face. He has no clue to be careful. Yeah, I think he thinks the rules don't apply to him, even in even in a pandemic. Hey, it's okay. I can touch anybody I want, and I can rub my face all day. See? It's all right. Okay, there you go. Man, it's also how drinking milk helps more than water after eating spicy foods. Yeah. Capsaicin, that type of, is it capsaicin? Capsaicin is hydrophobic. There it was a picture of Sylvester Stallone at a grocery store wearing gloves. Oh goodness, yeah, Trump does have great health care, doesn't he? That's awesome. Speaking of which, I think I found this video. Okay, guys, it has swear words in it, but it made me laugh so hard, that I think I should share this with you. And so, please, this is pretty funny. Somebody took what she said and they've turned it into a pretty nice jam with sick beats.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is
Buffering.
Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is real!
Y'all jam with me. I'm Marquise. I love this so much, guys.
Hold up.
Oh my gosh, man. That was awesome. I have been laughing officially at this for like several days. Well, no, this is day 2. I saw it last night. So since yesterday, I have been laughing. Oh my God. We have, it's good. It's good to have some, it's good to have some comedy here. You know what I mean? Have to kind of, not to make light of the situation, of course, but you need a bit of comedy every once in a while to kind of lighten the mood. Put the link on the screen. Here we go. How about this? Here. Let me go back to this. So this is from Queen Nefertiti. And so if you go to... Here, I'll put this. I think I'm going to see if I can put this on my Restream. Put the link in on my Restream chat. And hopefully it's not going to let me copy and paste. But yes, still _ bourgeois. Right there. I know I can probably put it in the YouTube chat. So here we go. Paste. There we go. Hopefully that'll translate to others. So I put it in the YouTube live chat if you want to check that out. Let's get dangerous. That had me thoroughly entertained while I was sitting on a chat with tech support for about 2 hours yesterday, trying to figure out why my store wasn't updating. But there you go. Coronavirus. Why is that so funny to me? All right, so where can you go? Where can you go to get, to handle yourself? Well, I mentioned Flatten the Curve. I mentioned that website, Flatten the Curve. You can check that out. And this is kind of frustrated by the lack of testing resulting from the problem with the CDC developed kit. The Seattle flu study began using an in-house developed test to look for COVID-19 in samples from people who had flu-like symptoms but who had tested negative for flu. That work, permissible because of its research, uncovered the Snohomish County teenager. So this goes into a lot of the history, what you can do, work from home, get a flu buddy, and make backup plans for care of children, pets, and people in special assistance. Pick your battles, reduce non-essential social interactions. If you don't have to go somewhere, just, stay home if you can. Or if you need to, show your face for a few minutes and then go back home. If there's a wedding, wondering what to do. That's kind of highly specific, isn't it? See, even I'm using my shirt to rub my face. If you're in a hot zone, prepare a hot zone in your home just in case someone falls ill so you can quarantine them from you. So here's more information. So here's... Oh, hey! What just happened? Let's see. Yay, Kid Kelly subscribed. This is our time, introverts. All right, so here's some pretty important information about why are we canceling all of this stuff. Why are we staying home? So if we shift to online learning, this is essentially community impact. 100,000 person conference canceled saves, probably 200 lives. If you and 20 coworkers work from home for 4 days, that action on average will save one life over the next 2 months. Staying home when sick with COVID-19 prevents you from transmitting to 2 to 3 other people and causing 100 others to get it, of whom 15 to 20 are likely to be hospitalized and 1 is likely to die. So because of how contagious this is, we got to kind of keep in mind it's not just about us not getting sick. It's about transmission and how that can increase exponentially to other people, and then those people carrying it and coming in contact with individuals where it could be lethal for them. So kind of keep that in mind. You can always check the CDC, but I say probably consider looking at your local. Gosh, this is all the locations confirmed with COVID-19. You can keep up to date with there. So yeah, lots of stuff's been going on, but we're doing good. You have enough supplies for a month, Donna. Awesome. Learning with Suge and Grayman. Introverts. You've been prepping for this your whole life. That's right, Rayman. That's right, Learning with Suge. It's your time. The thing making this a pandemic isn't the number of deaths caused, but the numbers of infected that can infect many others. True. And people are like, flight is so cheap right now. And, and it's just like, I kind of want to say all these bailouts that the government's doing. I'm like, if you bailed out on my student loan, I could afford to travel a lot more, and then we wouldn't have to bail out the airlines. I'm just saying. So that's, pretty much where we're at. So if you guys have questions or anything, feel free to hit me up. What have we talked about today? Well, we started out talking about Mass Monkey Brawl highlights. Y'all want to watch that one more time? Monkeys are brawling over food because tourists are not in Thailand right now feeding them. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Jon Snow, in addition to being king, is the North, also mapped out the cholera outbreak in the 19th century London and saw how exponential infections can be. So the hungry monkeys. Yeah. One more time for the people in the back. This is what's going on in Thailand because they don't have any body feeding them, so they're taking to the streets. Oh, thank you, Learning with Suge. Great stream, Mel. Thank you so much. $20. Woohoo! Monkey brawls. And it's not over toilet paper, guys, or hand sanitizer. So there you go. And that comes to us from The Guardian. We talked about that. We talked about Flatten the Curve website. You can check that out. The idea is to minimize the strain, on healthcare system capacity to where people up here don't die, because that's these are the people that can't get treatment if we don't institute protective measures. So we talked about that. We talked about this really fun video from posted by still_bourgeois. Okay, check that out if you need a little bit of comedy. And then we also talked about Taste of Science, the festival that's happening at the end of April. There are measures in place. I might be running some of these cities' different shows from my computer in the event that they have to cancel in-person events. We will have live events streaming from here. So there you go. Lots of really cool stuff and things happening. Also got new cameras. Got like that one. What's up? And I got that one. My action cam with my figures. Oh goodness. I went to a pretty mediocre German university, yet every American graduate I talked to is envious of the quality of my education, in addition to the fact I didn't have to pay for it, right? Oh my gosh. How worried should I be about going to the grocery store today? You should call them and ask them if they have anything first. Dinah Cat loves me. I think you should call them first. Maybe just double check. Yeah, it does affect, all of that affects tourism. I suspect there are a lot of places where lack of tourists is impacting other wildlife. Wonder what's happening on that island of rabbits in Japan. I don't know, but that's pretty interesting. Maybe it would be neat to kind of look into that. Your office studio looks awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah, so I'll be working from home, so I hope this isn't too distracting for the people I work with when I'm working. They'll be like, what is that? What is that? They'll want to look more at the stuff than talk to me, which is fine. If you go wipe handle of cart down, that's right. Donna, that's right. Oh my goodness. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. Tomorrow, oh guys, guess what? I have a cosmo biologist going to be on This Week in BS tomorrow. I'd forgotten that we had scheduled that. So that's going to be cool. Let me see. He is on Twitter. His name is Graham, the Cosmo Biologist. So let me show you what's going on with him. He's going to be on the show tomorrow, guys, This Week in BS. He travels. He's an astrobiologist and science communicator. He's out of Denver, Colorado, and volunteers out at that at the Denver Natural Science Natural Museum of Science. Natural History Museum of Science. Never mind. Natural History Museum. I need more coffee, clearly. So he's going to be on the show to talk about a lot of the myths associated with astrobiology. So he's cosmobiologist. So do check that out. That'll be noon tomorrow, noon central, on This Week in BS, where he's going to dispel a lot of myths and talk a bit about what he does. So that should be a lot of fun. I think that'll be cool. So let me check up one more time. Yeah, they are pretty interesting. He's a really nice guy too. He rocks a killer beard. Yeah, so if you're on the Twitter, give him a follow. Graham, the Cosmobiologist Lau, at Cosmobiologist. Really nice guy. So, yeah. That's an Austrian. Bad jokes is what I do. Oh my goodness. Hello, Ghostly Enigma. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Oh goodness. All right. Well, it's coming up at 11. It's almost 11:15 now. We've been on a little over an hour. It's been a lot of fun. I don't have a trivia thing planned. I have been up to my eyeballs in work, trying to manage the pandemic with that, working with colleagues, reaching out to professors, trying to help them switch to online. So it's been, so I've not been super heavy on my Discord, so I'm not going to be too much on there a whole lot in the coming weeks, but I do check my messages about every week, and then I'll post my live streams so where people can, because if they don't follow me on Twitter, I'll post it in the groups that I'm there, so I'll do that. But I'll check my messages on my Discord, so you can always hit me up there. It's just been full on, and I have to start working at home too. So doing that discipline is going to be really, really difficult. Oh goodness, Disney and Universal are closing. They need to. They're really, because they actually have aerosol. They actually do the misters. Those are where it's misting. Those can carry things, and you get that blowing on a person. It's just going to carry over to the next one. Not really a good thing to have, but there you go. So that's it's touching my face. Let's read from Mr. Rogers. What do you think? How about we are all neighbors? We'll pull something out of there. All right, here we go. The world according to Mr. Rogers. I miss Mr. Rogers tremendously. All right. More and more, I've come to understand that listening is one of the most important things we can do for one another. Whether the other be an adult or a child, our engagement in listening to who that person is can often be our greatest gift. Whether that person is speaking or playing or dancing, building or singing or painting, if we care, we can listen. So let's listen, let's listen a bit more. Listen to each other. And I have something on my finger now. I don't know what that is, and that's bugging me. Okay, it's gone now. All right, so there you go. More and more I've come to understand that listening is one of the most important things we can do for one another. Whether the other be an adult or a child, our engagement in listening to who that person is can often be our greatest gift. Whether that person is speaking or playing or dancing, building or singing or painting, if we care, we can listen. So let's listen to each other a bit better, huh? And give people the benefit of that. I love Mr. Rogers. It's a great book, and it's not that expensive at all, and you can pick it up on Amazon. It's great. And the 80,000 workers need relief. Yeah, you're right, Mike. 80,000 workers at Disney do need relief, and they have the money to do that. They can actually handle that if they wanted to. So, I'm going to sign off. Tomorrow at noon, Graham the cosmobiologist will join us for This Week in BS. And I'm going to say, you always make each day special for me. You know how? By just your being you. Hit me up on Twitter if you need to contact me. Twitter.com/ScientistMel, ScientistMel.com. I'm intermittently on Discord, not super heavy, because I'm just swamped, and I find Twitter's interface a bit more user-friendly. So I guess I will see you guys next time. Have an awesome Saturday. Thank you for being here. Bye.